Hello, and welcome to Writing with Dukali, poetry activities based on the documentary Dukali's Dream. As you saw in the film, actor and philanthropist Hugh Jackman traveled to Ethiopia to visit a community development project and met a young coffee farmer named Dukali, who was working to lift his family out of poverty. Inspired by Dukali's story, Jackman launched Laughing Man Coffee to provide a marketplace for farmers in developing countries to sell their goods to consumers in the US. Now it's your turn to be inspired by Dukali. Join me on an exploration of poetry and song as we embark on a journey of creativity. Today we will be using the poetic form, the Sestina. The Sestina is a fixed poetic form that is about 800 years old. It originates in France and was popular with poets who like to demonstrate their wit by using intricate patterns of inline rhyme. At the heart of the Sestina, you'll find 6 key words that are repeated in varying orders depending on where they fall in each stanza. The Sestina includes 6 stanzas followed by a short stanza called an envoy. The first 6 stanzas each have 6 lines. The envoy has 3. Your 6 keywords will appear in each stanza. Let's take a look at an example. Here is the first stanza of a Sestina by Elizabeth Bishop. Notice the words at the end of each line. Line 1 ends with house. Line 2 ends with grandmother. Line 3 ends with child. Line 4 with stove. 5 with almanac. And line 6 with tears. Now let's take a look at the second stanza. In the second stanza, all 6 words appear again, but this time in a different order. Tears ends the first line, house appears at the end of the second, almanac finishes the third line, and grandmother, stove, and child are at the ends of the remaining lines. The rest of the stanzas continue to use these words over and over until you reach the envoy, which also includes all 6 words, even though it only has 3 lines. So, where does this pattern come from? Look at this illustration. On the left, you'll see the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. To figure out where the next keyword should go, follow the spiral. In the second stanza, number 6 becomes the last word in the first line. Keyword number 1 moves to the second line. The third line will end with keyword number 5. The next is keyword number 2 because it is in the 4th position on the spiral. After number 2 comes 4, and the final line will end with keyword 3. To create the pattern for the third stanza, start with the pattern from that stanza. 6, 1, 5, 2, 4, and 3. Put it through the spiral and start again. When you do, you'll come up with 3, 6, 4, 1, 2, and 5. This process is repeated until you have created a structure for all 6 stanzas. The 7th stanza, your envoy, can be in any order. To write a Sestina, start with a theme. The theme is the poem's main idea or central message. How did the film affect you? Reflecting on the impact of the film will help you think of a central message. Because the theme is the most important part of your poem, you should consider it seriously. Your poem will help you spread the word about Dukali, his family, and the importance of providing a marketplace for farmers in developing countries to sell their goods to consumers at a fair price. Now let's help you generate some keywords. Check out the pictures below your theme. Do you remember these images from the film? What does each one mean to you? How do they relate to your theme? For instance, when I see this picture, I think of words like map, travel, and Ethiopia. What do you think of? Write that word beneath the picture, then do the same for the other 6. When you have chosen your 6 keywords, You're ready to get started with your Sestina. Use the graphic organizers on pages 2 and 3 to plot the placement of your keywords. As you compose your poem, pay attention to how you can use your keywords to connect ideas and images from each stanza. The trick here is to take advantage of repetition of these keywords, but without sounding redundant. When you reach the final stanza, your envoy, think about your poem's theme. Has it changed while you were composing your poem? If so, refine your main idea and state it clearly in this stanza. After you have completed your Sestina, ask someone to read your poem and make any needed changes based on their suggestions. After editing, write a clean draft of your poem on the back of your handout. Don't forget to give your piece a meaningful title. Would you like to become a part of Laughing Man Worldwide's effort to end extreme poverty in our lifetime? Your poetry can change the world. Visit Laughing Man on Facebook and send them a message that includes a copy of your poem. Thanks for joining us for this edition of Writing with Ducali. Visit blog.ducalisdream.com to learn more. You may even see your Sestina posted there. I'm your host, Duche Holmes, and this has been Writing with Ducali.